Hey, Dr. Karen Can here. Welcome to another edition of the Spiritual Medicine Digest. And it's been a very, very challenging week, I think, for most of the world. So if you've had some challenges this past week, it's not just you. It's okay. In fact, just to be perfectly honest and transparent, a couple of days ago, I was just crying. Like, and I'm one of these people that's like super, super even keeled, And here's the really cool thing about being in that space is that I can both be in that space of like crying and feeling whatever I'm feeling and not take it seriously. What do I mean by that? Well, it's like in that moment that release wants to happen, I just go with it without judgment. Like, how many times do we judge ourselves for our reactions or whatever it is? In this case, it's like a grand letting go. And it was like I was feeling being a sensitive and someone who's highly empathic. Of course, could I be tapping into something? Could it be mass consciousness? Could it be whatever? I mean, for me, it's possible. I read an article about children, human trafficking, and so yeah, I mean, for a sensitive soul like me, it's really intense, to read those kinds of things. So could I have been tapping into those emotions as well, not just feeling my emotions, but feeling their emotions? Absolutely. But the cool thing is that, and I want you to do the same as well if it resonates, is not to judge yourself for being in that space. So, I was like, okay, today it's going to be one of those days. It's rare, but I was just going to go with it. So I'm on a coaching call with my mentor and bawling my eyes out, I did a little, went and did some dancing with some music, bawling my eyes out, and it is what it is, and I just knew it was going to pass, but I did my best to stay out of judgment, to stay out of that place of wishing it was something else, and just realizing whatever's happening is happening, and just trusting that it's going to be okay. And yes, by the next day, I didn't really have that sense of overwhelm, sadness, whatever I was going through. So I got an opportunity to check what is going on with folks. I know physically for me, I did some pretty heavy duty exercise the other day. And usually when that happens, I want to make sure I have enough minerals on board and hydration on board. But today I felt like my back was a little sensitive. And as of the recording this morning, it was a little sensitive. So I had to I was in the middle of a workout lesson with my skating coach. So in the middle of the workout, I was like, this is normally really easy. So what's going on? So I actually did topican healing in the middle of the workout, and while still moving, which is pretty cool when you can do that, and discovered that there were a lot of things, debris and things healing for mass consciousness and all of humanity. So that I was feeling not just my stuff, so I went and cleared some of that, and the back pain got better. Then later on, I felt it come back a little bit again, and then there was more to heal, multiple things to heal for mass consciousness and humanity. Normally when I check every morning and every night, there's just one or two things. But today, there was a lot of things. And maybe it's related to what's going on in the world today as of this recording, which is May 14th. It could be because the House bill in the US, HR6666, is up for being passed, which may, if passed, means that authorities may have the right to seize you in your home if you have been diagnosed or they suspect you to be diagnosed of COVID-19 and take you away from your family or take your family away from you, things like that. So it's scaring a lot of people, and that's some of that emotionality happening in the world as well. So maybe it's related to that, but there was a lot of things healing. So today I'm being tasked to check, as of this recording, every hour on the hour, what else can I help with in the healing space? So what's going on is we're doing rapid fire healing here, and you may be doing rapid fire healing as well. Especially if you are listening to this, you are probably one of these folks. So what's happening is that some of the healing is so fast. There is debris left over from the healing. So there could be spiritual debris, mental debris, emotional debris, that kind of thing. And with Topican healing, we can actually erase that debris pretty quickly. You just have to know to do the directive. But the thing is you may want to do it multiple times, at least for the next couple of days, just to make sure you've cleared what can clear. So it sounds like this. So just to back up a little bit, so in Topican healing, normally we do an assessment, and then we do the healing, and then we do a reassessment after the healing. In this case, I'm just giving you the healing part, the directive part, okay? If you know how to muscle test, awesome. You can actually check to see how much debris you have, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, dimensionally, or whatever it is, debris that's healing. If you don't want to check, that's fine. You can just do the directive, and then tune into your body before and after. Drink some water after and see how that feels for you. So the directive goes like this. I now command that all debris from the healing process, whether it be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, energetic, dimensional, or anything else I don't know about yet, be cleared and healed and resolved in the highest and best way, all directions of time, with ease and grace. Thank you. And if you're a mom or dad, grandmother, you have permission to do your children or grandchildren, then go ahead and help them as well, because they could be emotionally quite upset over the next couple of days. Hopefully this will pass very quickly after more and more people do this clearing. So yeah, so lots of things, lots of debris clearing, lots of debris healing. And so you may have temporary uncomfortable symptoms in your body. That could be stiffness, that could be pain, that could be what I was experiencing, some glitches, in my mineral processing, which causes that back to feel a little stiff. And so I know what it means for me in my body, because I've been so well trained and practiced that I can really hone in quickly what it's about. The big thing for you to understand is not to get into nihilistic thinking, meaning that if you have a symptom or an issue like, oh, the world's going to hell, or, oh no, the symptoms come back, and then go down that road and let your mind just keep going and going and going, giving you the worst case scenario. Instead, it's better to go, oh, interesting, I'm feeling this today. It does sound familiar. Okay, so what I do in the past that helped, and what can I do right now, and not get into the what's going to happen in the future, because that is very, very tempting, and it is not where the future is not where you can manifest your ideal reality from. So what do I mean by that? Well, if you're stuck thinking about all the possibilities in the future, what bad things could happen, what if they pass this bill, what if they come to my house, what if they take my children, all this kind of anxiety stuff, you're really not fully present. And what happens is, if you're not fully present, that means your energy and circuits are elsewhere, whether it be in the past, something bad's happened to you, or in the future. And when that happens, there's not enough energy in the now to actually do the manifesting. Yes, the energy in the now is how you create a new reality. So I need to be here to create my new reality that I desire. You need to be here to create the new reality you desire. And hopefully our two realities are similar, so we can be together in that new awesome utopian reality, right? So you can even do Topican healing related to asking the question, what percentage of the waking time am I resonating in my ideal reality? And I got to tell you, the numbers are not good for most people, and it's not even perfect for me. It's definitely not 100%. I can tell you it's way far from 100%, right? However, it's getting higher and higher, which is really cool. And you can do this. Now, the first thing you want to do is make sure you have a tool or access to that place of creation. Now, the way I do it is through stillness, through observing internal movement, which is STOEM is the short form for it. And I'm actually doing a class next week on Tuesday on Learn It Live called Stillness on the Fly, where we're going to be going through the basic STOEM procedure, that methodology, so you know how to meditate when you're still moving, okay, and doing other things. And so I call it Stillness on the Fly. So we're going to apply the meditation and motion and show you how to do that, because that is the first step. When you're in that space, that first step, and you're able to resonate fully and feel your body, what happens is your mind goes still and all your circuits come back to now. And that's powerful, because from the now is where we can manifest the future. right? So we need to be here now to manifest our desired future instead of worrying about what could happen or what bad things could happen in the future, which brings our energy out, which means we can't manifest it. And if anything, it manifests more of what we don't want, right? So it does take some discipline and some commitment, but it's not hard. In fact, it's pretty easy. So this 40-minute presentation that I'm doing on Tuesday is actually at the request of the folks that learn it live, who are gifting it to hopefully thousands and thousands of people that are in the thick of things, the front lines, the COVID-19 nurses and healthcare providers and not-for-profits and companies doing great work in the space to help support us. So we're gifting this to them, and there is a link that I will post near this video, and if you choose to join us, it's a $10 fee, and that helps to offset their costs, my costs, that kind of thing, to do this in support of us. It's sort of like a donation. So if you're interested, you will get the replay as well if you can't show up. We'll post the link so you can check the times and your time zone, see if that works for you, but I highly recommend it. So if you do not already have the tool, the ability to go instantly into stillness, okay, this is for you. So I want to train you live and on the call, so please join me on Tuesday for that. So that's stillness on the fly. The other thing I want to share with you is related to concerns people have about a future reality. I understand people are confused and or worried or concerned about a future reality which we would call a dystopian future, where there's you have to be vaccinated, mandated vaccines, you could be tattooed with a tracking device, then there's 5G that could cause pores in your cells, and they can introduce anything they want, including infections, if they're bad guys to do that, or the other part of 5G, the 60 gigahertz, which prevents you from oxygenating your cells really well. A lot of valid concerns. And I'm here to say, don't worry. Okay. In fact, I'm not saying don't worry, be happy. I'm just saying be here because that's where the power is. And if for whatever reason we mutually manifest a reality where those things come into play, so there's full-blown 5G, theoretically harming, human bodies. There is mandatory vaccinations. There's implants being put in you to track you, and your freedoms are gone. Whatever, okay, that dystopian future is. Guess what? We have the technologies to neutralize those things, because at the end of the day, everything is a frequency. Quantum physics has proven that. Solid matter is actually frequencies. So here's the cool thing, is you have that ability to tap into the ability to pull, cancel, negate, erase negative frequencies, okay? You can pull that stuff out of your body, And what you can also do is put in positive morphic fields. So positive blueprint in your body to make yourself more resilient and stronger. Does that require stillness? Well, it helps a lot. It really, really does, because when you're in stillness, you're in an automatic healing mode. And some of the stuff that I do in my everyday life, when I do that global healing for us, for you, for me, if you're more and more in that space, you get it much, much faster and are less symptomatic. So you can shift and change much faster. So the Topican healing method is something that I believe is super important right now for people who it resonates with, to have that degree of expertise. It's not hard to learn, okay, to pull the negative frequencies out, to download the positive ones, to make assessments. You can figure out how happy your 3 immune systems are in a matter of seconds. You can check how resilient you are to 5G, how happy your gut lining is. I mean, there's all these sorts of questions that you can ask. So I was very pleased to be part of the From Hardik to Joy Telesummit interview with Aram Syed on Thursday, May 14th. And if you didn't catch that live, you can definitely listen to the replay, because at the end, we actually did a download of the currently 58 available resiliency codes. These are positive morphic fields that help you become more resilient, whether that's be to infections or 5G or 4G or whatever that is. So I definitely want you to get that. So definitely listen to, because the replay is on for all weekend. So definitely get those downloads. by attending and listen to the whole interview, and listen to some of the results, that we got from people calling in related to what we did for them and how that works. And if it resonates with you to be part of my Topican Healing Level 1 training group, awesome. Would love to have you as part of that, because we're in a protected space in the Topican Level 1, Level 2. We're in that space. We're all working to heal ourselves, of course, but also the world and our bigger mission. And so in this space, you have my support and my protection for you. And I'd love to be there for you. I'd love to be there to help your family as well. There are so many things that you may not know that you can do. You are a powerful person, and I want to train you to really wield that power, because we need as many light workers and light warriors as possible right now to pull the world out of darkness. This is more important than ever before. So check out the interview. I will post the link near this video so you can check out that interview. You can check out my special offer as well. And before I go today, I just want to share with you, we're going to have a really cool guest on the show on Monday on my Light Warrior Radio at 12 noon. Her name is Wendy Coulter. And she's actually a master medical intuitive. So this is yet another way that people can tap in and do intuitive readings, for themselves. And she specifically trains wellness professionals. So it's going to be really, really interesting talking to her about medical intuition, about healing. And there's so many great things out there for you to tap into. So if you're not into Topican healing, you don't want to learn to do muscle testing, I get it. It's not for everyone. But maybe you'll like to do it this other way, through medical intuition. So really listen to your heart. And speaking of heart, when I ask Source, what is the biggest take-home message for today? And it's be in the frequency of love. I know that sounds, kind of like, yeah, but I got to tell you, love is a powerful force. And big love, we're not talking about romantic love, okay? We're talking about big universal love is a powerful force. And one of the ways that you can tap into that, and especially if you're having a reaction, whether it be emotional reaction, mental, your thoughts going forward, is really connect with your heart. There's a couple ways of you doing it. You can just look into your heart through your inner vision, or you can touch right here in your heart, or you can even do tapping. In fact, emotional freedom technique I used to do quite a bit of, and now we've just kind of distilled it down to just tapping the heart. So whatever you're feeling, whether it be crying, now I wanted to actually cry, so I didn't do tapping the other day. I just wanted to just experience it, as a human. but if you don't necessarily, and you would like to shift faster, you can go ahead and tap, 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 whatever it is you're feeling, just keep tapping and just connect to your heart. Just remind, that's just like a body-mind connection here to remind yourself to get into it. So I hope I see you Tuesday for the Stillness on the Fly training. Make sure you listen to the recording of the replay if you haven't already been there, from the From Hardik to Joy interview on healing yourself with light medicine. And then, and then we'll see you also Monday for the radio show. Until next time, lots of love to you. Bye.